Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Millennium Movies. In today's film study, we're going to take a look at 2017's My Friend Dahmer, written and directed by Mark Myers.
We're just having fun, you know?
Yeah. I'm just like anybody else.
Serial killers have been documented since the Victorian era, and it's only as recently as the mid-1970s that the term serial murderer was coined by the FBI, which is a topic that has been recently covered in the Netflix series Mindhunter, a show which played a heavy focus on the behemoth Ed Kemper. Then there's the infamous Ted Bundy, whose wicked charms seemed to land him two different media formats on the streaming service. So why do we have such a fascination with these kind of individuals? Well, I believe the answers lie in My Friend Dahmer, whose killer is in the title in the form of Jeffrey Dahmer. Here he's played by Disney's Ross Lynch, and in this film we are taken on the journey of Dahmer's senior year of high school and the events that would transpire before his first known kill in 1978. One of the things I appreciated most about this film was its self-awareness. Never do we see Dahmer commit any murders, nor do we see him physically harm. Instead, we're shown glimpses of what his actions could do or the potential he has to commit murder. The sequence where he invites Alex Wolff's character over to his dark, empty house was executed to absolute perfection. There's this believable cringe in their dialogue, the fact that he points out that the house is strangely dark, to Dahmer's persistence of trying to get him alone in the house, to when they are in the house and he's literally breathing down his neck because he outsizes him.
Whoa. Hey. I think I should get a move on.
And then as he tries to leave, Dahmer follows him with a damn baseball bat in his hand. You see the temptation in his body language, and Wolff's reaction is played as just the right amount of fear to feel like this could have been a real interaction with Dahmer. And speaking of fear, there's a ton of great camera movements and shots of Dahmer that are framed in ways that make you question him. I found a lot of the slow push-ins to be genuinely creepy, and they definitely heightened that sense of tension and discomfort amongst viewers. What I love most about this film is there's no attempt to glorify Dahmer. Instead, it presents us with factual evidence from things he experienced, and while some people might call it slow or boring, I call it accurate. So again, nothing crazy really happens here. A lot of the stuff shown in the film are real things that happened to him. We get insight into the start of his alcoholism. We see that he would in fact collect dead animals and gut them so that he could see what their insides look like, and keep their bones as sort of trophies. He even had a clubhouse dedicated to this, for Christ's sake. We also get some surface level dialogue from his father that alludes to the fact that his mother was on medication when she was pregnant with him. And one of the strangest things is these sporadic public performances he would give in which he spazzes out essentially with no care for how others viewed him. In fact, his only taste of friendship was built off of these hollow actions that his peers called pulling a Dahmer. Another of these creepy actions is he would spy on joggers while he was thinking of killing and collecting them for his own twisted usage.
When Jeff was 14, he rode his bike over here from his home a couple miles away at this location, hid in the trees and the bushes with a sawed-off baseball bat waiting for a jogger to come by.
And what was he going to do?
Well, he was going to hit the jogger over the head with the baseball bat, make him unconscious, and lie with a motionless body.
We also see the warning signs of what was perhaps Dahmer's most grisly acts, and it's, well, I'll just let him tell you himself.
The killing was just a means to an end. That was the least satisfactory part. I didn't enjoy doing that. That's why I tried to create living zombies with muriatic acid in the drill.
One of those failed experiments to create a living zombie was conducted on this 14-year-old boy. Jeffrey had drilled a hole in his head and poured in acid, a crude attempt at lobotomy that none of his victims survived.
No, the killing wasn't the objective. I just wanted to have the person under my complete control to do with as I wanted.
Yes, Jeffrey Dahmer tried to create living zombies so that he could reign supreme over them and bend them to his will. Control and companionship on his terms is ultimately what he sought. and this film displays the early signs he put out in his teen years. The companionship in fantasies of cuddling with the dead jogger's body, and the control stemming from an entire childhood of his parents' constant arguing, and basically living in a situation where he had no sense of power at all. Their eventual divorce would not only break apart the family, but break Dahmer's resistance to killing. His first murder was put into action just after he was left all alone with no supervision in his home. The film ends with now him graduated from high school and he has a car. So that means he now has easy access to pick up, let's say, hitchhikers. And that's exactly how the film ends, with him picking up Stephen Hicks, who we know was his first victim, and the final shot is of them driving off together, as if they're riding off into the sunny skies. But in reality, we know that sun sets, and Mr. Hicks would never see that sun ever again. So, was Dahmer a misunderstood outcast that could have changed his ways had some people shown him more compassion? I don't believe so. We saw instances where one of the boys felt genuinely bad for how he treated Dahmer, and he didn't seem to respond in any type of way. He lacked empathy for his fellow man. We even see the dark side come out where he manipulates a freshman girl into going into prom with him, just as a power move so he can prove someone else wrong. And the way that he persuades her is by using the implications of social status, something he has no care for but knows that normal people, in quotations, do. I believe for all the warning signs we covered, we know exactly why Dahmer killed, and I'm inclined to believe in those signs.
Why'd you do that?
I just wanted to see what its insides looked like.
Thank you for making it this far. If you enjoyed this type of content, please let me know by liking, subscribing, and sharing your thoughts on the movie in the comment section below so that I can produce even more film studies. But until next time, this has been Millennium Movies, and I will see you all very soon.